going on, ladies and gentlemen? I meant to do this video months ago when the Eotech red dot came out, but I forgot. But we're here today, and we are going to compare the Eotech EXFL to the Leupold DeltaPoint Pro. Are you ready? Let's get right into it. As far as the footprint, they take the same footprint. They're kind of called the Leupold DeltaPoint Pro footprint, and I believe Eotech used the same footprint because a couple reasons. One, they're trying to get in those military contracts. A lot of the SIG pistols use that footprint, especially like Army, blah, blah, blah. All these military and police contracts are shooting those P320s now, and they're trying to sneak their way in, and I think that's part of the reason. Also, it's an easy way to do a top-load battery compartment with the DeltaPoint Pro footprint. Now, the DeltaPoint Pro has an aluminum body, and around it has a steel housing to help protect it. The original first version didn't have that steel housing, and they did have some issues with it. This one has been good to go. The other thing I really like on the DeltaPoint Pro in the back, there's a little spot you can add in a dovetail rear sight. As you see on guns like the SIG, you do lose the rear sight. That's kind of a bummer. This allows you to dovetail in a rear sight, and that's kind of cool. Wow, I had a brain freeze. Sorry, the Eotech either comes in 3 MOA or a 6 MOA. The dot, from my eyes, is extremely crisp. The glass is extremely clear. I mean, hands down, one of, if not the clearest glasses on the market. The Acro, the Aimpoint Acro, is right up there as well. But them two are some of the best, most clearest glass. The Leupold, the glass is good, it's clear, it's not bad at all. There's very little distortion. It's not quite as good as the Eotech, but it is very good. The dot, for me, is pretty crispy. It's a 2.5 MOA. If you guys don't know, 2.5 MOA is roughly 2.5 inches at 100 yards-ish in that area. The batteries are very similar, 2032 batteries, top load. As you see, the Eotech, you need a large flathead screwdriver. The Leupold's kind of cool. You just pull back on a lever, the battery door flips open. It's also magnetic, so the battery comes up with it as well. It makes it really easy to change, which is a good thing because the battery life on the Leupold is not great. When I did the review on the Leupold, I reviewed both of these separately. I didn't quote the battery life because if you Google it, there's 100 different answers and 100 different things. Right now on the Leupold website, it says like 1,600 hours is the average battery life. And it does have Shake Awake, which will help extend your battery life. But I'm not going to quote any specifics because there's too much competing information out there. The Eotech is very, very crisp and clear. Not confusing, excuse me. On 3 MOA, it's a 20,000 hour battery life. On a 6 MOA dot, I said that backwards. 6 MOA is 20,000 hours. 3 MOA is 25,000 hours. And does not have the Shake Awake. It does have an auto off, which we'll go into in a second, but does not have Shake Awake. We have a quick sponsor of the video, and the sponsor of the video is Gun Butter. Gun Butter is the lube of choice on the Tiberious Gib channel. I've been using it for months on pistols, rifles, shotguns, pistol caliber carbines, all sorts of things. Use it in the cold, in the warm. There's a lot of really good lubes out there, but I do believe Gun Butter, if they are not the best, they are one of the best. And they have all these cool little oilers to make it easy, like little pen oilers to easily lube inside a pistol very, very quickly. They're huge in special forces. They're huge in the competition world. Anyway, you get it. The link is down in the video description. You can get it at Primary Arms and Midwest Gunworks. That is the two best places to get Gun Butter. Alright, let's talk about the controls. The Eotech has 2 buttons on the side, up-down controls to increase and decrease the brightness, which is great. I prefer the 2 buttons, very, very simple. Now, if you turn it on using the up arrow, the red dot turns on without an auto off. So if you use the up arrow, it's going to stay on until you manually turn it off. If you use the down arrow, it's going to turn on with a 12-hour auto off. Down, 12-hour auto off. Up does not turn off at all. The buttons on the side do stick out a bit, and when I was doing the review, I had a couple holsters that were rubbing the button, so I would come out of the holster and the red dot was turned off. I thought it was defective. Come to find out, there was a Black Hawk level 3 holster. I forgot what it is. It was rubbing up against it, and that's where the problem came. The Leupold is a single button control, and that's the big con, the big boo about the Leupold. You have to push the button. It goes, through the 8 brightness settings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And if you hold it for 2 seconds, it will switch the rotation, and that one button also turns it on and off. So when you're adjusting the brightness, you put your finger on the button right in the middle here, and you're blocking the screen. So is it on? Is it oh wait, no, it's not on. Is it off? Okay, am I going up? No, am I going down? You get the point. A little bit of a hassle. I don't like the controls on the Leupold. Windage and elevation are going to be about the same. The Leupold are a little bit bigger, tiny bit easier to adjust, but they're tactile, they're audible, they're 1 MOA per click. Good to go. Like I said, the Leupold does have that 5-minute auto off. Eotech does not have any auto off. Screen side, the Leupold, it definitely has a bigger screen. The Eotech is big and crisp and beautiful. It's bigger than the average red dot, but the Leupold is a little bit bigger. And obviously you see the difference of the shapes. The shapes don't really, the different size of shapes don't really bother me or affect me at all. I don't really care. I've heard some people, they like the curve, they like the square. I don't know, whatever. They're both pretty good. You can take a look at the weight, the dimensions, the price. We'll talk about that in a second. Both of them are waterproof down to 33 feet. If you're a Navy SEAL, you'll be good to go. The Eotech says it's assembled in the US, and I don't know exactly what that means. I'm assuming the parts are made overseas and they assemble it here in the US, but what part is assembled? Does it come in, 5 pieces, 20 pieces, 2 pieces, 100 pieces? Who knows? The Leupold says it is designed, machined, and assembled in the US. So the Leupold gets a point up for being designed, machined, and assembled in the US. All right, back to the dimensions. As you see, the Leupold's a little bit bigger, a little bit heavier, and a little bit more expensive. Now there's 2 different models. There's one with and without night vision. The one thing I skipped is the brightness settings. They both have 8 brightness setting with 1 night vision compatible setting. I have used both of these in night vision, especially the DeltaPoint Pro. I've used the DeltaPoint Pro a ton on night vision. The dots look good on night vision. That's not a problem. 8 daytime, some night vision. Now the DeltaPoint Pro, like I said, there's 2 different models. There's one that's compatible with night vision, that's a little more expensive. There's one that's not, obviously that's less expensive, and that's also available in 2 different colors if you want the black or FDE. I will put some affiliate links down in the video description. Hopefully I can find you a good deal if you're looking to pick up either one of these. Testing. I've had the Eotech since it came out, so what's that now? 6 months or so. I put several thousand rounds through it. I think I put almost 1,000 rounds through it just on the review. I've shot this pistol a lot lately, and it's been good. A couple thousand rounds, no issues, no problems. Did the drop test, did the weapon manipulation test, racking it off of barrels and things with the red dot, and you see there's a good amount of markings on it. I used it so much I did have to change the battery once, and yeah, it was good to go. Now the Leupold DeltaPoint Pro has had a legit test. Oh my goodness, I shoot this DeltaPoint Pro a ton. I've replaced the battery. I've had it for several years. I've replaced the battery a whole bunch. This is my main gun. Anytime I go to a training, anytime I'm going to the range with my friends, night vision shooting, anything like that at all, this X5 Legion, not exaggerating, has like 10,000 rounds on it. And this Leupold DeltaPoint Pro has been on here the whole time. And as you see, it's been beat up from being, in and out of the range bag and in and out of the holster so much. And it went through the same testing as the Eotech. But both of these red dots, I went into the reviews with very low expectations based on what I heard on the internet, but I know it's just a sample size of 1 for each of them, but both of them have been fantastic. Before you ask, I did buy both of them. Eotech and Leupold don't know who I am. They don't care who I am. I bought both of these, and knock on wood, so far so good. I've had very good luck. All right, let's start with the Eotech first. These are my pros. Clearest glass. The glass is crystal clear, right up there with the Aimpoint Acro. I'd have to compare both of them side by side to say which one's a little better. They're that close. The red dot for me is also very crispy. Different eyesight may view that differently. For me, it was very good. I love the 2-button system. I'm not a big fan of the single button, so the 2-button system is good. Top load battery is great, and the controls are just very easy, very simple. I didn't have to open a manual or anything like that. Cons on the Eotech, what did I have? The wide body. Because the buttons stick out, again, on certain holsters, not all, the buttons got pushed accidentally, and I do wish it had a shake-away technology. Leupold Pros. Little easier to change the battery. I like the shake-away technology. Has the large window, the dovetail in the back, and like we said, it is designed, machined, and assembled in the US, so that is a pro on the Leupold. The cons, I already said them. The battery life is not great on the Leupold, and I'm not a huge fan of the 1-button design. Those are the things I don't like. Overall, they're both good optics. I have no problem trusting my life to either one, putting either one on the range. I've had them both. You'll see them both. If you look on my Facebook and Instagram, you'll see pictures and videos of these all the time. They are good to go. And another thing I just noticed this was sitting on my counter that I'm very, very excited for. Holosun just came out with an oversized pistol red dot. It's called the 507 Comp. This thing is huge. It's even bigger than the Leupold DeltaPoint Pro, and I can't wait to mount this. I don't know what gun I'm going to mount to. Probably one of these two. Take it to the range tomorrow and shoot that thing. The window is like high definition, huge. I love it. All right, before you go, first, let me remind you of the affiliate links. If you want to pick either one of those up, hopefully I can find you a good deal. Check those links. The sponsor of the video was Gun Butter. Again, I do believe they are, if not the best lube on the market, because there's a lot of good lube, I'm not going to lie. They are definitely one of, if not the best lube on the market. Good people, good quality. Primary Arms, Midwest Gunworks, that's where you can pick up Gun Butter. We have swag. If you want to support the channel, it's cool. I appreciate it. The shirts fit nice, athletic, tight, sexy, soft. Shirts are fantastic. Again, the link is down in the video description. I'm done begging and begging for you to buy stuff. Thank you for watching. It is greatly, greatly appreciated. If you think I deserve it, like, comment, subscribe. Please subscribe. My subscriptions are way down, so if you think I deserve it, click that button. Santa will thank you. He will sneak in and give you a kiss when you're sleeping. And I'll see you next time. Peace.